Was the discovery of America by Christopher Columbus true or a well-woven tale? This is the question we are about to explore, the mystery we intend to unravel. Let's start with a brief introduction to the man at the center of this enigma, Christopher Columbus. Born in Genoa, Italy in the year 1451, Columbus was an intrepid explorer, a daring seafarer who dared to venture into the unknown. The year was 1492, and Columbus had set out on a bold journey to find a westward route to Asia, a continent rich in spices and gold that had captured the imagination of Europe. Equipped with 3 ships, the Santa Maria, the Pinta, and the Nina, Columbus sailed westward into the vast expanse of the Atlantic Ocean. After a perilous journey, on the 12th of October, land was sighted. Columbus and his crew believed they had arrived in Asia, but they had stumbled upon something far more significant. They had discovered a new world, a vast continent separate from Asia, Europe, and Africa. This new world was what we now know as America. This is the narrative that has been etched into our history books, a story that has been told and retold for over 5 centuries. Columbus, the brave explorer, sailing into the unknown and stumbling upon a new world. A story of discovery, of exploration, and of a moment that forever changed the course of human history. But is this narrative accurate? Did Columbus truly discover America, or is there more to this story than meets the eye? As we delve deeper into this mystery, we find that the accepted narrative may not be as clear-cut as it seems. Contradictions emerge, new evidence comes to light, and the figure of Columbus himself becomes a subject of intense debate. But as we delve deeper, the waters of this story become murkier. So join us as we journey into the past, peel back the layers of history, and attempt to uncover the truth behind one of the most enduring mysteries of our time. In 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue, or so the rhyme goes. Embarking on a daring voyage, he set sail with 3 ships, the Santa Maria, the Pinta, and the Nina. His intention? To carve out a new trade route to Asia, bypassing the treacherous land routes dominated by the Ottomans. Yet, the journey was far from smooth sailing. For over 2 months, the crew battled against the relentless waves of the Atlantic, facing dwindling supplies, fear, and uncertainty. The sighting of land on October 12th was a beacon of hope, a promise of new beginnings. But was it Asia as Columbus believed? No, it was the Bahamas, a part of the continent later named America. Columbus's voyage had led him to a world he hadn't anticipated, a world beyond the known map. Was this land truly unknown, or were there deeper truths hidden beneath the surface? Columbus's landing on these shores is hailed as the discovery of the New World. But was it really? Let's delve into this question. Long before Columbus even set foot on his ships, the Americas were teeming with diverse indigenous populations. These were not primitive societies as often depicted, but complex civilizations with rich cultures, languages, and advanced agricultural practices. They thrived in this so-called New World for thousands of years before Columbus's arrival. But the indigenous peoples were not the only ones to have potentially beaten Columbus to the punch. Evidence suggests that a Viking explorer by the name of Leif Erikson may have made his way to North American shores almost 500 years before Columbus. Leif Erikson, born in Iceland around the year 970, was a Norse explorer who is believed to have led an expedition to present-day Canada, specifically Newfoundland. He and his crew built a small settlement there, known as Vinland, due to the wild grapes they found. This Viking voyage to North America was recorded in 2 Norse sagas, the Saga of the Greenlanders and the Saga of Eric the Red. These sagas, along with archaeological evidence found at a place called L'Anse aux Meadows in Newfoundland, provide compelling evidence of this pre-Columbus transatlantic journey. The question then becomes, why is Columbus celebrated as the discoverer of the Americas when there were indigenous peoples already living there, and there's evidence suggesting the Vikings made it first? Perhaps it's because Columbus's journey marked the beginning of sustained contact between the Old World and the New. Or maybe it's because his travels opened the floodgates for the subsequent European exploration and colonization. But one thing is clear. The narrative that Columbus discovered America is a simplified version of a much more complex and nuanced history. So if Columbus wasn't the first, why does he get all the credit? The tale of Columbus's discovery is fraught with controversy and misconceptions. Indeed, when we delve deeper into the annals of history, the narrative takes on a darker hue. Christopher Columbus, often hailed as a heroic explorer, has a more complex and controversial legacy. His expeditions led to the widespread devastation of indigenous populations, primarily due to the spread of diseases. It's estimated that within 50 years of Columbus's arrival, a staggering 80% of the native population had succumbed to diseases such as smallpox, measles, and influenza, to which they had no immunity. Equally shocking is Columbus's role in the start of the transatlantic slave trade. Upon encountering the indigenous people of the Americas, Columbus and his crew treated them not as fellow humans, but as resources to be exploited. Thousands were enslaved, forced to labor in brutal conditions, and shipped across the Atlantic. This marked the beginning of a horrific chapter in global history that would last for centuries. So, why then, you may ask, is Columbus so often celebrated as the discoverer of America? The answer lies in the power of narrative. In the late 19th century, a wave of Italian immigration to the United States prompted a search for a shared hero. Christopher Columbus, an Italian explorer credited with discovering a new world, fit the bill perfectly. His story was simplified, sanitized, and spread widely, casting him as a symbol of courage and discovery. However, as we delve deeper and question the accepted narratives, we uncover a different story. A story of exploitation, devastation, and the alteration of history to suit particular agendas. A story that challenges the myth of Columbus's discovery and forces us to confront the often uncomfortable truths of our past. This is not to undermine Columbus's navigational achievements. His voyages undoubtedly changed the course of world history. However, it is crucial to remember that history is multifaceted, with various perspectives, interpretations, and truths. History, it seems, is not as clear-cut as it first appears. So, did Christopher Columbus really discover America as we've been led to believe? We've delved into this question, carefully dissecting the narrative we've so often heard. We journeyed into the heart of the mystery, retraced the path of Columbus's voyage, contemplated the concept of the New World, and scrutinized the controversy surrounding the Columbus narrative. We've learned that Columbus's voyage was indeed a remarkable feat of navigation. His journey across the Atlantic in 1492, despite the uncertainties and perils, opened up a new chapter in world history. It set the stage for widespread European exploration and the eventual conquest of the Americas. However, we also confronted the hard truth that Columbus wasn't the first outsider to set foot on American soil. The Norse, led by Leif Erikson, had already established settlements in North America, specifically in what is now Newfoundland, Canada, around 500 years before Columbus's journey. Furthermore, it's essential to remember that millions of indigenous people were already living across North and South America long before Columbus or the Norse arrived. Their civilizations thrived with intricate social systems and advanced technologies, making them the true discoverers and original inhabitants of these lands. While Columbus did land on unknown shores to him, it's clear he wasn't the first. But does that diminish the significance of his voyage? That's a question for you to ponder.